It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time to make a change, and the time to change is now. Too many folks are dying, and this we can't allow. It's time to make a change. It's time to change the laws. It's time for polls to stand up and get behind the cause. Schools might be the focus, but there's other places too, like churches, airports, night spots, so it's time to follow through. Your prayers and your condolences seem empty from afar. It's time to take some action now, you know just who you are. There's Harvest, Pulse, Virginia Tech, and that's just at the top. Then Newtown and the Baptist Church, this killing's gotta stop. Killeen, Ysidro, Austin too, the list seems never ending. At Parkland now and Columbine, San Bernardino, Edmond, 299's the count, reporting that is tough. So when you gonna get a spine and say enough's enough? It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time to make a change, and the time to change is now. Too many folks are dying, and this we can't allow. It's time to know we're fed up. It's time to know we're angry. Too many people dying here with so much blood and sangre. It's time to think of victims whose lives have been cut short. Add first responders to the list, they're ones who do report. And teachers aren't forgotten when students getting harmed. They love their kids, they stand their ground, disdaining being armed. We can't just train one group, you know, like putting guns on teachers. Too many venues are at risk, so add to that the preachers. That's just not the answer now, we know what threatens more. It's time to stand up tall and say we'll ban those guns of war. Save those poor enlistees in military gear, and give us hope when we leave home to live life without fear. It's time to take some action now to save lives in our nation. Why wait to kick it down the road for future generations? It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time to make a change, and the time to change is now. Too many folks are dying, and this we can't allow. Now I am not suggesting to change Amendment 2, but common sense it must prevail. Act now and we'll thank you. Things never should have come to this, so many lives cut short. It's time to take a stance and say no more like this report. It's time to listen to the kids, they're energized and walking. They're not afraid of speaking up and talk the talk they're talking. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time to make a change, and the time to change is now. Too many folks are dying, and this we can't allow. It's time to make a change. It's time to change the laws. It's time for polls to stand up and get behind the cause. It's time.